Hey everybody, so glad you're here tonight for Content Creator Meetup. And tonight I have an amazing guest. She is an application engineer. She talks about being a cozy gaming creator and a mom and a wife and a techie who's redefining content creation and authenticity. And does a fair amount of user-generated content on the side. So that's questions I want to ask about. But here she is. Welcome to the stream, yay, Kimbuucha.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Roy, for having me.
Yep, everything's going
Yeah, that was a
crazy right
great
now.
introduction.
I try. Here we go. There we go. We have to put some overlays there. Yeah. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing good, all things considered. Been a busy day, but doing
Yeah,
really well, really well. Happy to be here.
yeah. What
How are
time
you?
zone are you on?
I am in Pacific time zone. I live in the Portland, Oregon metro area.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm on the East Coast. So good. At least it's not 9 o'clock for you. So it's still been a long day, I'm sure, but still, I know how that goes.
Not as long as
Going
you.
from one adventure to another, and kids and everything, and so taking them to school, picking them up from school, and feeding them, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, great stuff. Anyway, so those who have seen the creator meetup before kind of know where we go here. We start off with like your origin story, and then we talk about challenges you face as a content creator, and then we talk about kind of what's next, and then things vary off wherever they may go from there. So, um, Kim, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then bounce into your origin story. How did you get into content creation, and what was the start for you?
Yeah. So my origin story, I actually started YouTube back in 2016. And in that time in my life, I was really into Japanese street fashion, which is it spans multiple different fashions, but I particularly was into Lolita fashion, which is full of like big poofy dresses and fancy hair and lots of accessories. And like during that time, there wasn't a lot of videos on YouTube about dresses, and dresses are like the biggest focal point. So I said, "Hey, I'm going to start making videos about dresses." And then that kind of fell off. And then I made another channel about like Japan travel planning and stuff. And then COVID hit 2020. And then I really went all into YouTube about Japanese street fashion, making like a ton of content around that. And that was really great. But I pivoted when I had a child and some interests changed. And now I do a lot of tech content and tech career advancement and gaming. And that's been really fun over the past year or so. And quite the pivot, I think.
Yeah, I've been there. So okay, define cozy gamer.
Okay, there's lots of debates on the internet, particularly Reddit, but cozy gaming is a like genre of games that is more wholesome. There isn't a stress element to it, so you aren't under any pressure to do things under time frames. It's generally very peaceful when you play it, and um, it's something you kind of unwind with. So some could argue that like Animal Crossing, of course, is a cozy game, but some could say like Skyrim is a cozy game because it's peaceful. But then there's like timing and violence aspect to it. So it's very debatable, but cute, fun, relaxing, peaceful. That's what mostly cozy gaming is.
I have played Animal Crossing on every platform, all the way back to the GameCube.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, wow. You're
I played.
legendary.
I've played so many hours of Animal Crossing, and my youngest daughter plays it totally different than I do. It makes me insane because she skips all the fossils. She just I don't care about fossils. Doesn't play the fossils at all. Like, come on, no! I gotta finish the museum. I want to make the owl happy, and I want to finish the museum, and then later I gotta finish the aquarium. You know, and I'm so excited because when I fish, I've caught the coelacanth like so many times, and my daughter's like, and I like got to the point where I could tell you what kind of fish it was going to be based on the way they hit on the controller, and I would
Oh,
like
wow.
name the fish and then catch it. My daughter's like, how do you do that? Because I played too much of this game, too much. But yeah,
you could make a whole channel about that and it would probably do really well. I'm like your daughter. Yeah. I don't care about ladders and digging up fossils and shaking trees. I just want to
Uh,
build
yeah,
and
no,
get
I do
materials.
like building and yeah, but and I had to stop. I was playing the mobile version and that was eating my life, so I had to stop that. You know,
Oh yeah.
the mobile
Okay.
version just ate my life. I couldn't do that. It wasn't cool. So
It's a good time saver.
yeah. Oops, sorry, hit the wrong button. Not that button. This button. Let's say hi to some folks because we got a bunch of folks out there saying hi to us.
Yeah.
Hi, mommy God, yay! Oh my,
Hi,
Claire.
Mommy
On the flip
Noel.
side, you found out what was wrong. Tech is indeed something we all navigate through somehow. Yeah, Claire was having some issues with some lag on her. Claire Sarah, what's going on? Great to see Kim again. This time around live with Tech Trollmaker himself. Oh yeah, howdy Kim Kimbuucha. Yep. Hi Roy, hi Claire. I realized I was streaming in quality I recorded and forgot to change it back after my last recording. And that's what the problem was. The computer is too much of a dinosaur to hack it. You know, the M4 Mac Minis are so cheap right now. You might want to, I don't know what the
Oh,
price is in Australia. My stream just died. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Look forward to hearing from Kombucha and learning more about UGC. Yeah, let's talk about that. So, saying hi to everybody here. Loving the vibes, Kim.
hi.
That background is awesome. Yeah, I want to know some more about the Japanese dress videos you were doing. I'm very fascinated by that because I'm very fascinated with Japanese culture
Oh, you
and
and me
so
both.
yeah, and then of course Doc Rock he goes to Japan like twice a year. So he's a
Yeah.
trip doing
It'd
that.
be it'd be great to do like an ECAM meetup in Japan. Like we've
Oh
been
wow,
talking
it
about
would.
it for like years. And I'm like, at some
Yeah,
point we gotta do it, y'all.
that would be fun. That would be a blast. I've never been in Japan. I've always wanted to go. So in my day job, I work for a Japanese company, but I've never had a chance to go to Japan. So but that's all I'm going to say about that. All my NDAs say I can't tell you more. I'm sorry. So as part of your content creation, I'm sure you've run into some challenges, and what kind of give us some backstory on some challenges you've run across. Definitely, um, feeling like you needed to pivot is always a challenge, and so how did you realize I've hit a wall on this particular content, and now it's time to change? How did you know when it was time to pivot?
For me realizing it was time to pivot, when I stopped having fun and realized that I wasn't getting any inspiration to continue to make videos in the particular niche I was in, made me kind of stop and be like, maybe I should take a break or like reevaluate why I want to make videos in this niche in the first place. Um, and at that time, it was because I wanted to be able to create more videos for other people getting into the fashion and to learn about it and budgeting and all of that. But once I realized that like I had done that and there wasn't much more I felt like I could contribute, it was becoming harder to come up with ideas for videos and it was becoming harder to film them and like get dressed up and stuff like that. So then um, I was like, all right, time to put this on pause. But then, like, at the same time, I also found out I was expecting my son. So I was like, okay, I got to take a break anyway. So uh, I took a break and decided like I was going to reevaluate what I wanted to do as a creator. And that was like a 9-month break, sort of. And then I came back and I realized, you know what? I think I want to do something different and play around with making videos with something different. And I might like lose some followers along the way, or views might be a little bit different. But if I'm enjoying what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
and I'm providing some sort of value in that new thing, it's okay. So, yeah.
It it is part of that kind of discovery process, kind of figuring out what your why is for the content that you create. Is that was that kind of part of that?
Yeah. The why is a big part. For me, content creation was I've always loved making things, creating videos, editing videos, creating something that I can look back on and be like, wow, you really did that. Or wow, you helped somebody with this thing. And um, the why was disappearing with the Japanese street fashion. And I had to take a look and be like, well, why would I want to do something different? Oh, I'd want to make more tech videos because I love tech. I've been in tech for like 14 years. Why would you not? Even though it's your day job, you can also have it be your hobby as well and make videos about all these really cool things that you love and help people along the way. So um, it just kind of solidified itself that way.
Yeah. So, from being a tech person like you are, what what's kind of been your progression to get where you are now, as far as the tech? Like the different software you probably tried, the different equipment that you tried. You know, the point being is a lot of creators get, I got to be perfect, and so what's been your process getting to where you are now?
Well, a lot of it was trying to emulate a lot of the bigger creators that have been doing this for a while and realizing that uh, you don't have to start off trying to do that. And a lot of it was following a couple other creators that emphasize that like you just have to start and you start with what you have and you don't have to have the fancy stuff. And a lot of my process was learning that the hard way, buying equipment that wasn't necessary or buying the wrong equipment and then thinking I needed super fancy equipment and then realizing you don't need the super fancy equipment. Um, and then also part of it was, sometimes with tech reviews, you look at the new fancy things that some creators have, like they have the latest Sony camera or the latest Insta 360, but there's a lot of tech things in our home that we can make videos about, or things that you've been using for a while that maybe isn't new and like great, but as a like tech reviewer or content creator, sometimes people look for the older thing. Because I'll tell you what, like retro stuff, and like I hate to call it retro because an Xbox 360 isn't retro, but a lot of older tech right now is really, really interesting to a lot of people, and a lot of people are just now getting into it. So you could look around your home and find tech things to make tech videos about. Um,
Yeah.
it was a very long-winded answer, but
No, that's a great
that's part
answer
of my
because
process.
it's something we can all relate to. It's just I'm like thinking about all the equipment I started with that, and I was like, I gotta have it perfect. I gotta have it perfect, and I can tell you like several mics I went through. I had a Blue Yeti. I'll confess that, but I was it's the pre Logitech Blue Yeti. It was the good one. I promise it was, because when I was started podcasting, everybody said, "Oh, you got to get like a Blue Yeti mic." So I went and got that. Of course, then I found out that you know other creators kick sand in my face because I'm running a Blue Yeti, but I thought it sounded good. And then I got another mic because the Blue Yeti just kind of stopped being a good fit for me at the time. So, and then like you, I go through all the cameras and I can have this, that, and the other. And now I finally am trying to not have that gear acquisition syndrome. So it's bad.
Yeah. And like along those lines, it was challenging for me starting out as a creator to feel like I needed to make like super crazy, highly edited cinematic videos. And I realized that a lot of times, especially as smaller creators, we relate more to people that have a bit of more like human, not so fancy produced stuff. And that took a while for me to realize that, hey, if you just show up and just make a video, um, people will find you, and like you don't have to have all the crazy bells and whistles and the whooshes and the dings and all of that. Because sometimes the very simple edited stuff is a lot more relatable and real, especially when you're dealing with other smaller creators as well.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. What are some what are some challenges that you've run, in the recording of videos and stuff like that? Been some kind of, tell me the craziest story that you've had in your content creation process. Something.
Oh. Okay, so I've had a lot of challenges. Uh, hmm. The biggest challenge. Okay, I'll tell you the biggest. Okay, so let me show you. I'm gonna show you right now. Where is it? I got it. No, I don't have it. I'm unprepared. Okay, so SanDisk makes those little those like SSDs that are like this size.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest challenges I had is it failed on me. And there's a ton of YouTube videos out there right now, y'all. You should go watch them about the SanDisk Extreme SSD and how it fails. And it failed on me, and I lost all of my YouTube like videos I was working on. I lost all my Final Cut Pro profiles. I lost all my stream profiles, all of that. So the biggest challenge is having to kind of start over in that regard. Um, and then it also just kind of solidifies like you need a backup for your backup. So that's the biggest challenge I'm facing right now is losing all of that data from the past like 3, 4 years.
Oh man, yeah. I
Do you know what
finally,
I'm talking about though? That little,
yeah, I do.
yeah.
I do. You can because you can actually plug it into your phone and record to it. If I'm not mistaken, it's got that USB. It's USB C, and you can plug it into the bottom if you have an iPhone or a newer Samsung, and you can plug it into the bottom and record directly to it if you want. But yeah, I do. I do. I think you can. You can actually. It's like MagSafe. You can actually MagSafe it to the back of an iPhone. I think, can't you? Or is that a different one?
Oh,
They have one you can MagSafe to the back of your phone now. But if
oh,
it fails,
well,
I don't want it. It doesn't matter. I can't have that. So I have a
no
NAS now.
way. Yeah.
I finally, it's yeah. I bought a NAS and I'm like offloading stuff to it, and so
We're gonna have to chat because I've heard a lot of people use NAS, and I
yeah,
feel like that needs to be the next step for me. So I no longer have the heartbreak of losing
yeah.
my content.
Well, well, we could do a whole video of that. I need to do a video on how I back up stuff. I think I did one like a few years back, but it's time to revisit that, I guess. Um, like Claire Sarah was talking about on her show. She's like, Sean McCown says you should periodically do a part two of whatever video is the biggest one on your channel. You should do like a part two of it. And then I've also found though sometimes you just need to remake that video because you're at a different place. Maybe you have better gear now, or maybe your presentation skills are better, and so maybe I need to do that video because I use multiple cloud platforms and then I also back up to external hard drives and to a NAS. So if ever I get hit by a bus, my photos are and my phone gets destroyed. I have videos in 3 different cloud platforms, so it's fine. I won't lose them, and I
You
have a
gotta
NAS
back
too,
up.
and they're there. So anyway, so I should do
You
a
gotta
video of
back
that.
up for the backup. For the
Yeah.
backup. Oh man.
Well, yeah. So like you, I work in IT for a living, so I've seen what happens, like you have, when your only backup goes away. So it's yeah. I've had
One of um one of the other challenges, especially after becoming a mom, that was really hard is time management.
mm,
It becomes really challenging to find free time for yourself, for your hobbies after you start a family. And that's something I had to learn through trial and error is what is the best way to manage my free time and how do I carve out free time. Some of that for me looked like creating a family calendar, actually, which works really well for our family. And it syncs to both my husband's phone and my phone, and I add stuff on there. So, like, this stream was one that I added a while ago, and I set reminders so he'd know, hey, like on Tuesday at 6 p.m., Kim's going to be doing a live stream. And so he knows that, like, if you're going to have to be full time dad for a few hours or whatever. But also, communicating with him about, hey, I really want to take some time to work on my YouTube stuff this weekend for a few hours. Is it okay if, you take the kiddo to the park so I can have some peace and quiet at the house and things like that? Um, and then just trying to balance my time in the evenings because, like, after work, I really want to watch like 3 hours of Game of Thrones and rewatch it. But sometimes you're like, no, Kim, you got to edit that video. So figuring out little pockets of time and not being lazy when I have the free time to carve out for content has been a challenge that it took a little bit of trial and error to figure out what works best for me and our family. So, yeah.
how do you? Well, I'm gonna get some of these good comments out here, but how do you handle like ideation or motivation? Those are challenging things.
Yes. Um. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember Mommy Lala from J Fashion days.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
360
she's great.
pivot, and it's awesome. And says I like things from Japan: watches, paper, pianos. Let's kill the games. Haha. Yeah. I love that cozy game. Maybe that's what my son is doing. His channels, all the majority of which is video playthrough, and yes, absolutely clean fun. Yeah. So how do you handle? Hang on there. I gotta go. How do you handle ideation? How do you handle staying motivated? Because being a mom and working full time, and you know this video content creation thing. Is it a hobby? Is it a business? Is it just insanity? How do you stay motivated? How do you come up with ideas for videos? What's your process?
Yeah. Um, Most of my ideas come from me wanting to talk about things, which is kind of selfish because I guess in some way, like you want to make videos that serve your audience, right? But in a way, for me, I always try to maintain that content creation is supposed to be fun. So I try to come up with ideas for videos that either I haven't seen done yet or a review done in a particular way that hasn't been done yet, or something that I see is missing in the particular area. So, with like tech career advancement videos, I get ideas from the fact that if I look up like QA engineer interview tips,
Mm-hmm.
there aren't any videos that are really helpful to give you actual example interview questions from 2025. They're all like 20 years older or something like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, I could make a video about that. Um, some of it comes from comments. I It takes me a while to make videos because of the limited time, but I do try and respond to questions and comments from viewers on previous videos that were old and dusty and maybe I didn't think I recorded well, but actually really do help people even today. So I try to respond to those comments um, as standalone videos. So if someone asks, like, what's salary negotiation tips, I'll try to make a video about something like that. And then staying motivated to make those videos just kind of goes back to me trying to remember that, like, this is just a hobby for me. And I want that hobby to always be fun because if it's not fun to make the videos and edit the videos, I won't be doing it for very long. So, um, making sure I'm balancing making videos that I think are going to help people with videos that I'm interested in making that I feel like would have helped me. Um, and keeping it fun keeps me making videos. And that combined with like a realistic schedule. Honestly, the schedule, really big part of it. Um, I used to try and like have an aggressive schedule with posting videos and streaming. And I realized that's just not obtainable for me. And I need to make a more realistic schedule. And for some people, it might be, twice a month, but you make
Yeah.
two really good videos twice a month, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe it's, one video a week and one live stream a month, which might not seem like a lot. But it is for some people like me with like very limited time. And I just try to put
Yeah.
everything I can into making a really good video that was fun to make and helps people. So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then it really helps to have a supportive family as well when you're attempting to be a content creator. So
Yes. It's a very big part of it. And lots of coffee.
lots of coffee. Yeah. My wife literally says, "Go make your video now, please." So
Oh, I need her motivation.
she's so supportive. It's awesome. So she's like, "I want you to make do something with this, so because you like it so much, you enjoy it." So let's look at some more comments out there. Let's see. Claire asks, is the Sims cozy? Yes, it is. I was truly addicted as a
Yes.
teenager. Yeah, it is. Well, I was saying hi to Mr. Awesome Fun Things, Madhouse in the house.
Hello.
Lewis says, I say cozy gaming depends a lot on how you play it, rather than what you play. I could see that.
Yeah.
If you don't rage quit, then it's probably not. It's probably a cozy game. I had a
Yeah.
massive apple orchard on Animal Crossing. So many bells. I know. I never got good at the selling of the turnips though. I never got good at that. So buy the top hat and the monocle and pretend to be Mr. Moneybags. There we go. Yeah. Hey Tech. Hey Chat. Hey Miss Denise. How you doing?
Hi.
Welcome, welcome. Ekim
Hello.
CC in Japan. Oh yeah, that would be Creator Camp in Japan. That would be fantastic. Hi Denise. Thanks for joining Roy and Kim. But don't forget to hit that like button, friends. Yeah, thank you for that, Lala. I appreciate that. Let everybody know. Question: was it scary to pivot? Did you lose followers or subscribers? And how did that affect your journey? That is an awesome question. So was it scary to pivot? And did you lose followers or subscribers as part of that?
Um, it was because my niche at the time with Japanese street fashion was so specific. You had to search for it or be in a similar area, which is like, looking at Japan related content.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the people who, subscribed to my channel and came from my content were not going to be interested in anything else I had to say. So I knew I was going to lose people along the way as I decided to pivot out of that. I I did make a video about it, and I got a lot of support from people saying, "Hey, I like you as a person, and I'm here to follow along with whatever you do next." So that was really comforting. Um, but I honestly, I have no idea how many followers I lost. I'd have to go look at my YouTube stats. But that was one of the things I realized I was going to have to let go of is like worrying about numbers when I change because that's just I felt like an inevitable part of switching niches and pivoting in my content. Um, and I try not to stress too much about the numbers, which is what Doc says all the time. Don't worry about the numbers. So I try to remember that. Um, but it was scary. But I've still slowly been growing along the way. And a lot of my friends and supporters that used to support my J Fashion content still support me today. So that's good. And I've made a lot of new friends along the way since then. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. Mommy God says, I absolutely agree about the backup to the backup. Just lost 4 years of videos. My backup 6 tera just, oh no, Lala, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Claire says, 100% agree with that. I'm redoing my mic video at the moment. So, David Hunt, Mr. Piano Man.
Hello,
Hello, host
David.
and chat. Mommy
Long time no
God.
see.
Hey, David. Oh, hey, Lewis. Oh, I missed Lewis. Sorry. Hi, Lewis. He says, I play Angry Birds and hill climb racing when I play video games. Yeah, I put a lot of time in the hill climb racing too. So, and Angry
I don't
Birds
know if
for a
I
while.
played.
Thanks, Kim, for sharing and inspiring us. Yeah, I definitely agree with
Oh,
that.
thank you. Of
Yeah.
course.
So, what's what's next for you? What are your thoughts on? What are you planning on? What's future content that's going to come out for your channel that you're thinking about, without giving away the secrets? We don't want we don't want you to give away the secret sauce. We understand.
Secret sauce. What is next? I'm I've been loving making tech related content, gears and reviews that are like not biased and actually show some of the like real
Mm-hmm.
flaws with stuff because sometimes tech reviews kind of skim over some things and then gloss over some things and sometimes people omit to talk about the things that need improvement. So I want to make sure that like as I continue to grow with tech reviews and get more gear to review that I'm being honest um, in the feedback that I provide and polishing up my videos. Like over the years I've been making videos, but I realized that like there's a lot of room for improvement with my polish, so making sure that I'm creating really polished videos. And then I'm sure most people know like the tech industry right now is pretty volatile. It's been volatile for a while, and I want to continue to create encouraging videos that'll help people break into the tech industry and grow in the tech industry with all of my knowledge that I've acquired working at various different companies and startups over the years. Um, because I've gotten so many comments from people that have been like, your video helped me get a job, or I got an interview, or I got a
Wow.
job offer, and stuff like that. And that's been really great. And that feeds into the like, this is why I want to make tech
Yeah.
career videos. So making more of those because I think the world really needs them right now, especially for anyone trying to get into tech. It's a great industry, but it can also be scary. So helping it be less scary is what
Yeah.
I'd like to do more of.
Oh, see, when you get those comments like that, I'm like, that's why I do YouTube channel. I do that to get those comments, and a lot of times off the comments, I'll make another video because somebody said, "How about a video about this?" So I feel bad when I fail those people. I have a comment from 2 years ago for somebody wanting me to do a very intricate tutorial on a way to use Linux with a VM that involves using serial port. And I feel so terrible because it's sitting out there, and I don't delete it because I'm like, maybe one day I'll do that video. I feel so bad, but it was like 2 years ago. A comment.
You
So,
you could still do it,
I
Joy.
know, I know. I still could. I still could. I still could. Yeah. Yeah. So how did you get started with? So a lot of your channel, your tech reviews, and so you use user generated content, which until Stephanie Garcia mentioned it last year, I'm like, what is UGC? I didn't know what it was, and then Stephanie was on the show, and we talked about that. Of course, she's just so fantastic. She's just so good at being a presenter and everything. But that's where I heard about user generated content first. So how did you get started with that? And kind of what's the high level process? How did really how does that all work?
Yeah. So I got started with how did I get started with UGC? I think the Instagram started serving me UGC related stuff. And I
Mm,
was like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I discovered that there were different platforms to make UGC campaigns. So that's when companies are on um, different websites and different apps looking for content creators to make videos about their products. And then I kind of signed up for some of them, trying to get an idea of, you know, what should I expect as a smaller creator? And that was very intriguing and really fun. And then I decided to make like a portfolio, kind of showcasing some of the work that I made. Um, and not just through the like UGC platforms. I realized that you could do UGC just with stuff in your house. So the same way you would review like a water bottle or something, you could take, your phone and make a quick tutorial on how to change your lock screen. And you could put that as like in your UGC portfolio, and then companies will look at that and say, "Oh, you're good at explaining things or breaking things down. We'd like to have you do a video for us." So you don't necessarily have to go through platforms to find brands to do UGC. Making your own portfolio of just short little videos you've made or long form videos will also draw people to you, as I'm a user generated content creator and I can help make videos for your brand or your company. Um, and that's been really good.
yeah, that's awesome. I was gonna say we got Matt Haas on here. He does a lot of videos for Amazon now, so he's
Yes.
he's been doing that for a while, and I've done some of that in the past where brands would send me something, but sometimes they send me garbage, and I'm like, I refuse to do this video for you. I'll send it back if you want. No, you can just keep it. They don't even care to me ship it back to them. I'm like, I just can't do the video. It's just so horrible. So like, you try to make it useful, but it's like, no. It's like if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, kind of feeling.
Yeah. Um, that's also been something I've tried to reflect on more as a tech reviewer and UGC creator, is learning more about the brands that are reaching out to you or you're interested in working with, and seeing like, is this something that your viewers and your community are going to be mad at you for promoting it? You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't want to promote something or encourage someone to purchase something if you yourself wouldn't also use it.
Yeah.
And like you said, sometimes they send stuff that's just like, this is not good. But yeah, I have made a video though, a UGC video for a product that had a flaw with it, and the brand actually saw the video and they said, "Hey, we really appreciate this feedback. We're going to take this back to our development team and work on a fix for this," which was like great, which is partially why I want to continue to make videos, even if it's about something that's maybe not so great,
Mm,
because that feedback needs to get back to those developers and that company so they can continue to evolve and make better products. So
yeah.
maybe sometimes if it's too bad of a review, don't make it live. Maybe just like send it to them privately and be like, "Hey, this is a problem.
By
I
the
think you should
way,
fix this. Okay, bye."
yeah, I actually did a video for a product, and they're like, oh, and I sent them the video, and I got to thank you, but they never said anything ever to me again. So I don't know if they ever fixed it or not. But yeah, Mommy God says her socials and website. Yeah, so we're gonna show you Kim's channel here in just a minute, her website as well. But it says, yeah, if you like what you see, absolutely, please follow and subscribe to Kimbuucha. Yes, you definitely need to go do that because she's
Thanks,
amazing.
y'all.
You just heard her, right? How amazing she is. Mommy says, I know videos get more views than live streams, but I love the engagement that live streams give, and I meet so many awesome people in the chat. She is the expert on live streaming. She goes live so often on her channel. And her question is, I just recently have been invited to create a video for a brand, and they asked me, how much do I charge? I didn't know how to answer. That is a tough question. Yeah, that's a tough one. Any advice for that?
Um, this is something I also struggle with as well. Like
Yeah.
as I'm continuing to do more UGC content and work with more brands, the majority of them have been like exchange for product,
Mm-hmm.
no money exchange, and I don't get paid. So it's been a little bit challenging to give a rate that I feel like is appropriate for
Yeah.
my experience level or, my community size and things like that. But I will say I have gotten help from Bernard, which is what I call ChatGPT, and I'll give it links and say, "Hey," I did name my yeah, Bernard, because I like Westworld.
Yeah.
Um, I will give it a link to my YouTube channel and say, "Hey, I am getting asked to create a video for this brand," and I'll link the brand and the product, and I say, "Here is my links to my social media following and my media kit. Could you help me come up with a rate that is appropriate given my community and impact and viewership and all of that?" And I think it's been pretty good at being able to do that, all things considered. So yeah.
Yeah. I call mine Jane from a
Oh,
book I read called Speaker to the Dead. And they spoke via Ansible, which is the first time I heard the word Ansible, and that was like a long time ago. So now we have Ansible to do automation on Linux and Windows and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, I'll call it Jane. Um, so we got first of all some kudos comments out there for you. So I want to make sure. Uh,
thanks, y'all.
Homemaking with Denise says, "I like her. She's got it going on." That is
Oh,
right.
Denise,
Yes, you do.
thank you. I've watched a lot of Denise doesn't know. I watch a lot of her videos on
Oh yeah,
like
she's
prepping
awesome.
and canning and stuff like that and stretching your dollars. So thank you, Denise.
She taught me how to clean the stovetop on my ceramic stovetop because I everything I tried didn't work, and she's like, "Oh, this is what you do for that." That's awesome. So she's so
Yeah.
helpful. She is really awesome. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Don. Yeah. How do you determine what chart? You go to ChatGPT and you ask it. Is that the answer? Is how you determine what
I
chart your clients?
I do. So there is also a tool called, oh my goodness, why am I spacing on it? Hold on. I gotta look it up. Um, it's called, I have it. I'm sorry, I promise I have it. It's called beacons.ai.
Oh
And
yeah.
you give it your links to your social media, so you're like your Instagram and your YouTube, and it'll calculate all of your community size, your
Mm,
engagement rate, those kinds of things that brands like to look at. And then it will also help you come up with a reasonable rate. Now, I'm guessing it pulls it from like an average of all the creators that have that kind
yeah.
of information available on it, but it will also help you come up with the rate like per hour or per video,
Yeah.
um, based on your community size, your follower size, your demographics, and all of those things. So it's called beacons.ai.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Norm, so welcome. I don't know if you've been here
Thank
before, but thanks for
you.
coming by. Um, he says, I don't know if you answered already. How many languages do you speak?
Well, fluent, conversational. um, I can speak. Wait, am I frozen?
Something is frozen. Let's give it a second, see
Okay.
if it recovers. I don't know. Hopefully you don't have to drop out and come back because it seems like come back, come back. Why are you frozen?
Okay.
I don't know. It is still frozen. I am sad. Um, well, I guess go ahead and answer the question about how many you speak fluently, and then if we have to,
I can.
drop and come back. So if we
Okay.
have to, I hope we don't
Um,
have to, but come on, recover, recover.
I can speak a little bit of Nihongo, so that's
Mm,
Japanese.
yeah.
A little bit of Deutsch. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Mm,
Um, I can sign a couple of things in American Sign Language,
wow.
and that's it. But all of those are just like I can say hello and like ask for directions and ask for an English menu. That's
There you go.
about it.
And Mommy Guide says beacons.ai. Is that the site that you were talking about?
Yes, that's the one.
And Homemaking with Denise says, wait, what? You watch me? Thank you. Yeah. David, I figured you were asking Kim because I can't speak but one language, and I'm not sure I speak that one well. So I can't believe we're froze still. Did you want to drop out and come right back and let's see if that picks up okay?
Yes, be right back.
Okay. All right. Um, And she's back. Hey, I don't know what that was about. I'm so sorry. But you're back and
Oh,
you seem
I
to be
don't
live
think it's
now.
you. It's me.
It's me? I think it's me.
It's me. My cam link was giving me issues earlier today, so it's
Oh
totally
no.
me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate when cam links go south and act
Time for
out.
a new capture card.
It's time for a new capture card. Yeah, I got the Rode Streamer X. I've been using it as a capture device. Not 100% sure I'd recommend it. It's been good. I went through the buggy period and finally now it's happy. But there for a while it was not a great device. It was always always awesome as far as audio goes, but it wasn't fun as far as video capture. It was doing crazy stuff. So
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
I know. I am
It's like the only one on the market that does.
4K
Is it one of the only ones that does video capture and audio
sound.
interface at the same time?
Yeah, the only one I'm aware of. Um, yeah, unless you try to do something with an A10 Mini, but that's not as fun. Let's see. Miss Denise says, Roy, you have such interesting guests. I know. I go and I find amazing people and I
You
watch
do.
their videos and then I say, will you please be on my show? So David said, for sure, that is true. Yeah, thanks, Kim and Roy. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that momentary glitch in the Matrix. It's all better now. It's all
Apologies.
better now. So, um, if you were to give a content creator advice, what advice would you give a starting content creator?
Um, how do I say this succinctly in one tip?
You
Um,
can say three. It's fine. I'm not trying to lock you down there.
anyone starting out, the biggest thing I see, because I talk to a lot of like smaller creators that are just starting out, is to really like don't worry about chasing fame or like metrics or numbers, subscribers, followers. Focus on making content that you're proud of. And proud of doesn't necessarily mean like, it's the most polished thing in the world. You could be proud of yourself because you actually recorded a video for the day and you gave a tip on something. But focus on making something that you're proud of, that you um, believe is going to help someone or inspire someone or uplift someone. Um, and don't put too much pressure on yourself all the time. Just have fun, and make the thing that, when you go to bed at night, you're like, yeah, I did the thing and I did good and I helped somebody. So, especially starting out, like there's so much information all over the place and there's a lot of conflicting information, but just focusing on what you're trying to do and making something that you're proud of and that you think you did good on, um, and not comparing yourself to other people because that's the thief of joy, comparison for sure.
That is true. It also makes you buy expensive gear.
Yeah.
I've got to have that mic. I swear I have to have that one. That one. So, that's
There
fantastic
are,
advice.
yeah, there's whole channels that do really well with just, a 10-year-old webcam and like, a $10 lapel mic. Like what you're saying matters more than,
Yeah,
having the super crazy stuff.
that's
But the
true.
super crazy nice stuff is nice too. But don't
Yeah,
let it stop you if you don't have it.
it's true. On the flip side, don't buy three crappy things and then finally buy the nice thing. Save up and then buy the nice thing.
I Yes, I didn't mention that, but then yes, because then the packages keep showing up, and then people are like, "Why do you have so many Amazon
I have
packages? Didn't you
so
just buy
many.
a microphone?"
Yeah, I have so many crappy webcams that I went through a series of webcams until I finally said, okay, fine, I'm buying a Sony ZV and ZV-E10 and heck with it. So, all
Yeah.
right. Well, what's some final thoughts you want to share with the audience here? And wait, before you do that, we need to feature your channel. People need to know where to go find you. And so I want to show the world now where you are. So that is the worst one. Hang on. Let's go this one. There we go. A little bit bigger. There we go. So here's your
Okay.
YouTube channel. There are links in the description, so you need to go to every one of those links and visit every single one, so you can find Kim. on YouTube, and then also to find her on her UGC on her website. So it's a chance to meet her there and find out some of the amazing stuff that she's done. And then she's also on Instagram, posting amazing content there as well. And so you need to go and follow Kim so you can see these great tech reviews she's doing. She's, a mom and a cozy gamer and doing these tech reviews on stuff that is, that both content creators and others can use. And so definitely you need to go visit her channels. And like I said, the links are in the description. And so this is Kim,
Thanks,
and
Roy.
thank you so much for being on the show tonight. So now we go back to what's the final thought you have for everybody tonight as we close out the show and my mouse acts crazy. Come back, mouse, come back. All right, go. Let's try this scene. There we go. Let's see if my mouse comes back from that. This is when things go off the rails. There we go. Ta-da. Okay. So yeah, what's the final thoughts you have for everybody?
Final thoughts. This channel is great. There are so many creators like in your chat right now that I've been internet friends with for a while that have been really great supporters I've seen of just everyone in general. And I really appreciate you for allowing me to come on here and babble and talk about content creation. But also I just appreciate you for inspiring me and other people to press record and go live and make videos, because when we see each other doing it and we are uplifting each other, it just encourages us all that like we can do it too. So yeah.
Okay.
And then I do also, I have a joke, but I can wait.
No, please.
Okay. So a whale swims into a bar and the bartender says, "We don't serve your kind here." So the whale says, "Mm. Mm." Okay, that's my joke. That's my whale joke.
And she appears live on Tuesday nights on her channel with.
Love a good animal joke.
David asked, "What did you learn from mistakes that you made?" If you answered this already, I understand. So, what did we learn today?
Mistakes that I've made. I'd say some of the mistakes that I've learned just like kind of recently when getting into UGC and doing tech reviews is saying yes to things because I want to make more videos and I want to expand my portfolio, or it feels good to have a brand reach out to you. But saying yes to things that like maybe you could have said no to because you don't need another one of this thing, or it doesn't actually fit with whatever you're working on, or they have unrealistic deadlines and you're like, this is not realistic with how I can make a quality video. So I've learned that it's okay to say no to people that ask if you could collaborate with them or make videos for them if it doesn't actually fit into, your aesthetic or your niche or just your audience or your community in general. Like it's okay to say no to things. So yeah, I'd say that.
That's great advice. I've been saying yes to too many things lately. So, David says, "I just realized I wasn't subscribed to Kim. That has been fixed now."
Oh.
Good job, David. I appreciate you doing that. So, all right, and everybody enjoyed your joke times.
I hope y'all enjoyed the whale joke. It was a hit at work. Let me tell you. And everyone's just like, we need more whale jokes. And I'm like, there's only the one. I don't know what to tell you.
I loved it. That was awesome. I'm going to be telling my daughter later if she didn't watch the show. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I am just humbled that you agreed to be on the show, and just great to meet other creators that have a similar mindset that, I am just one of many. We're all trying to be successful here. And, yeah, David said that was a whale of a joke. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
I appreciate you for asking me. Sometimes, as creators, you can feel like, what, you'd ask me? Like, I'm a little old me. I don't know. But it's good. I'm a little rusty at doing some of these interviews and stuff. But this was a really good reminder that, like, this is why we do it, to help each other. So
Yeah.
I really
I,
appreciate you.
I try to be laid back. This is not like, some, I'm going to put you on the spot. You have to answer this question now. So a whole wheel of fun indeed. All right. Well, everybody have a great night. Let's see. I'm supposed to give you some call to action. So I think the one I've chosen is you're supposed to subscribe to my newsletter. Yeah, I know. Subscribe to my channel. That's great. But I now have a newsletter, and I'll give you a sneak peek what my next videos are going to be. And then I'm also going to tell you about some cool things I've done with AI and some of my thought processes. So whether you like it or not. So if you go to subscribe.techtrollmaker.com, then you'll find it there. And so I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my newsletter. One of these scenes was supposed to show you that, but that's okay. But anyway, all right. Everybody have a good night. Let's wave goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hope you have an amazing night, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you next time.
Bye.